We were at, I think it was ISE in Europe, in Europe, yeah. And we stopped by the Nureva booth, and we saw their HDL solution and their amazing microphone mist technology.
Right.
But
that was one of our pick hits there.
We're going to go over and see their newest thing, HDX.
Now, the interesting thing about HDX, which we heard about, but this is the first time we're going to see it, is that they can do voice lift without complex programming or zoning.
What's voice lift?
When you're in a large room, or any size room, but in a large room,
voice lift,
where there's somebody in front of the room talking to the back of the room, or there's somebody in the back of the room, like a student asking a teacher a question, voice lift is the ability for the microphone system in the room to make the voices in the room louder.
Automatic gain.
Well, gain, but from everywhere. So that's usually a very complicated thing. You have to separate the rooms out into zones, and somebody in zone 5, you don't want to put the speakers into zone 5, and somebody in zone 4, you don't want to put it, so it's programming, it's difficult, and they claim you can just put something up on a wall and in the ceilings and you're done with it, you don't have to worry about it anymore.
That can't be true.
Let's go find out.
Let's go find out. I'm here with James Rempel from Nureva.
Yeah.
James, thank you very much for spending some time with us.
Great.
This is one of the Talking Points pick hits. This is your new HDX system.
Exactly.
Why is this different from the HDL? What's new about this?
Yeah, well, our HDL series, our current product offering, is really designed for audio conferencing. It has great microphone pickup, can cover large spaces, very easy to install and manage. But what we found is our customers looking at larger rooms, hey, conferencing is great, but we needed to do more. We're looking at not just the remote experience, but we're looking at the in-room experience as well, right? So how does media sound in the room? We need rich speaker output.
Right. So you needed to add speakers to the device.
Exactly. Another sort of use case is assistive listening. What happens when people have hearing challenges and they need assistive listening technology? The HDX can connect to an existing assistive listening technology like a hearing loop or IR transmitter, but it also has built-in Auracast.
Which is great.
Yeah. And then the other big use case in large rooms is how do people in the room hear each other?
I mean, voice lift. You normally have to get a programmer in and zones in the room and a lot of microphones around.
Exactly. And today it's really complex to set up. And so we are introducing a feature we call adaptive voice lift with this technology. And the way microphone mist works is we project a field of virtual microphones throughout the room, and just by virtue of how we target audio, we know where people in the room are talking. And so we have a voice lift mode that we call dynamic voice lift that covers the full room, and depending on where people talk in the room, we automatically route the amplification to the speakers that are furthest away from where that person is. And so we can each speaker is individually addressable. And so by doing that, we can cover voice lift from different parts of the room. And we're just providing a subtle boost of amplification to help with hearing. So this is not a overwhelming.
Pause there for a second. These are the devices, right? These are the modular devices, speakers and microphones. This is the brains of the unit.
Yeah.
I can put these on the walls or on the ceilings, plug it in, and instantly have voice lift without programming, without zones, without...
Yeah, it goes through its own calibration routine when you set it up. And as part of the calibration routine, all the devices locate one another in the room. So the system gets a spatial sense of the room. And that helps us with targeting anywhere in the room. It allows all the microphones to work together as a single microphone array.
You realize how phenomenally different that is from what the industry has been doing, because voice lift in rooms has always been a very complicated thing to do. For the teacher or the professor or the presenter to be heard in the back row, and for the people in the back row to be heard by the professor. And now you're just doing it automatically by slapping these things on the wall.
Installing,
That's why we think it's one of our pick hits for this year. While I was watching you and James in the Nureva booth, I couldn't help but think about all the experience in that booth. I mean, James himself has been there for so long, but
that company has got, I mean, there's a lot of, I guess, patents. We'll just say there's a lot of patents in that booth.
Well, the founders, Nancy Knowlton and David Martin, the original founders of Smart and the Smart boards, and this is their second company. So I don't know how many more companies they have.
And some of the people follow them over from Smart. Yeah, so it's just remarkable how much what just intelligence. How's that? A lot of intelligence and experience there, and you can really see it in that product. I mean, that HDX is slim and fit and looks pretty sharp and sounds good. And
it simplifies what has always been a very complex part of our industry. This complicated install, program, zoning, all the rest of it. The idea, it's the whole direction that the AV industry is going in. What used to be very complicated, very expensive integrations are now becoming modular things that you can just put up, press a button, automatically set up and go with.
So that's complicated because, is that a good thing or a bad thing for the AV industry?
I've always said that the best role that integrators can play in the industry is to tell their clients when they're not needed.
I completely agree with you, and I think that it opens up so many more opportunities, and more opportunities, it creates more complicated stuff that you need AV professionals for. So.
Correct. So I think it's a good thing, and it's definitely a change, and that's why it's one of our pick hits.
All right.